Dick here, coming to you from 9 Acre Overland Garage. Well, been a rainy few days, putting a bit of a hold on the platform work. Still waiting on some parts, materials, so I can get that finished up, get it back to Rojo. However, the new bumper showed up with the new tire carrier. So I figure I'd just go ahead and do a quick unboxing, initial evaluation, review. I mean, not so much review, just an evaluation. What some plans are as far as modifying it in any way if possible. So, here we go. Start with getting this thing open. It's quite heavy according to the website. Combined weight of the bumper and the rear tire carrier is about 158 pounds, which is 50 pounds more than the DIY bumper with the tire carrier or the swing out tire carrier that I made, which I'm hoping means it's more suitable for what I want to do with it and what I want to carry with it. It is the Hooke road bumper. You can't see it there in the box. Obviously available through various websites. Keep this table from collapsing under the weight of this thing. Bought this table earlier this year. My wife, when she worked from home, she could sit outside the deck. However, currently, no longer work from home, so I sort of adopted it. The workbench here in the garage. That's why it's covered in spray paint. Probably won't be happy about that. You have to buy her another one. Alright, let's flip this over. It won't come out that way. Alright, taped to the lid. Inside lid are the inventory list, and general overview of the instructions for assembling said bumper. We'll hang on to that. Put it back in the back. Set it over here in this thing. Alright, what's in here? So, this appears to be mounting brackets. Nope, this is the spare tire mount. Here are the brackets, mounting brackets. So, judging by the pictures and by looking at these in the instructions, I sort of looked into this before I actually bought it and had them send me the full instruction set. This bumper does not include unibody tie-in brackets. So, the unibody tie-in brackets that I had used with the previous bumper will be staying in Rojo, giving this bumper a little more strength. These are the bearings and cap for attaching the swing out tire carrier. Have those. This box would appear to be the last parts box, all the nuts and bolts needed to assemble this, which it is, 2 lug nuts and 3/4 inch D-rings that it came with. Probably no, it's really difficult sometimes. To get a good idea of exactly how something is put together and fabricated. Just by looking at the pictures online. Based on just initial review here, we've got 4 supports going across top to bottom of the bumper. The way the receiver hitch is installed, it's definitely way more secure than in the DIY bumper. Swing out tire carrier, it's through the top, it's got its own brackets welded to, the brackets then welded to the bumper, and then that's welded to the inside of the bumper, the bottom plate. And either end is capped to add some strength and prevent flexing. And actually, where the tire carrier kind of swings out, provides a nice little step area. It'll come in handy for one of the projects I mentioned in one of my earlier videos as far as a ladder to get in and out of the back. Alright, this set aside. We'll break out the tire carrier. Yeah, however, let's see here. As I mentioned in my review of the other bumper, even though this bumper is built considerably stronger, just a better overall design, without having the unibody tie-in brackets, I would be hesitant to really use this to yank or get pulled on, and not because of a weakness in the bumper or these brackets, which was the case with the other bumper, but just due to the general weakness of that panel where the bumper bolts onto. So again, I don't think I can iterate enough the need for something like this, or when you're using something like this, to get those unibody tie-in brackets, so you've got a much more secure fitting, a little bit safer for use. Ship this to me. They only sent me one of the two tracking numbers, so this showed up a day earlier on the bumper. I didn't know there's two orders or two boxes. When I did order this, I was aware of the table that it comes with. It mounts on the inside of the swing-out tire chair. However, it did not bother. It was really more of a side thought than anything else. Well, table, that'll be handy. Well, I was waiting for it. I wonder how big that is. I mean, obviously it tells you how big it is. I didn't measure it. And I started wondering if it's big enough for me to set my fridge on. If that's the case, then when I'm sleeping, I could actually pull the fridge out, set it on the table, and have just a lot more room in the back row rather than trying to sleep around the refrigerator. Let's see here, so let's open this up real quick. Alright, so that would be that is 28 by 11 and a half. 23. 15. The base of the fridge is definitely shorter, but it is a little bit wider. However, I do think that getting it to sit on there securely is feasible. More on that to come. This, we part facing the vehicle. This, the part facing out with the spare tire mounted to it. So here's a question. I have my spare tire mounted on here. Can I get 2 jerry cans on here also? So let's see, 33, so that would be 15, 16, 16 and a half. 16 and a half. It's going to be tight, I think, I'm not sure. Go get the spare tire, put it on here, see what you think. think. Let's see. One of my mounts. I think I can do it. It's going to take a little bit of modification. I won't know for certain until I can get this mounted on the Jeep with the tire. That's not true. More to come on that. I think if I can come off this section on either side, and maybe if I even brack it out so I can cover a little bit more, gusset, get a panel to come up. Then I can bolt into the sides of it. And then have them mounted off to either side. Yeah, we can do that. In regards to the bumper, one other thing I was going to do to that one that I still want to do to this one is mount some lights. So what I'm thinking is, let's see here. Just some Amazon specials, off-road town. These come with a cardboard template. hardware. They are LED and they're recessed. So what I'm thinking, obviously I prefer to have them mounted flat to get the most light, but that wouldn't make any sense to mount them here because the tire carrier is going to be in the way. So I'm thinking to mount them. I'm not sure if that'll work either. Let's see. So we don't want to cut any holes in the bumper. It's not going to work for me. Which I'm guessing it does not look like I can mount them in here without cooling fins hitting that part of the bumper. So I either have to look for a more shallow light to use. I was hoping to use these because I already had them. I was going to use them on my F350 when I redid the bumpers on that. Haven't got around to that one yet. It's been sitting there for a while. So. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Well, there it is, folks. Initial review and assessment of the Hooke Road rear bumper with tire carrier for the Jeep Cherokee XJ. Yeah. You guys have any questions or comments or things you think I should be looking at? Or a set of LEDs that might look good. I don't want to mount anything out here that looks like it get knocked off. Going over something where smack the rear bumper. Prefer to keep them recessed if possible. If you have this bumper already, you know, let me know. Tell me what you think. And until next time, thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe.